What's going on, everybody? It's Fair Dating Coach Elliott Scott, and if this is echoing a little bit, it's because I'm in my new apartment getting shit set up. It's empty in this room, so I decided to use this room. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I love you forever. And if you want to get a phone session with yours truly or get my guides, they're down in the description, okay? Now, as you can see by the title, I am going to talk about how, basically how my advice is sound, and I know it works, but if it doesn't work for somebody, it's because you're taking my advice too literal, and not every single thing is going to apply to every single person. It's basically the context and situation you're in dictates what you should do. So here's what I mean by that, okay? People will be in certain situations with the guys, certain times, different times in the relationship, have different attractions, come off a certain way, stuff like that. And then they watch my video and they all do the same thing. And for a majority it works still because it's universal. But some people are in such unique situations or deep dilemmas that they're like, well, what's going on here? And here's the thing. I always tell women that the woman who can focus on witness and be very aware of the context, the frame, the vibe, and then adapt to it is the one who will win over the guy long term. And here's a good analogy of that, okay? I always have these two types of clients come to me. I will have the client, well, let me give you the situation first. And I said this in another video, but I'm going to mention it here too. Let's say you and a guy were doing great. Everything's going swell. I don't know who says swell, but you guys are doing great. And he was showing a lot of attention in the beginning, a lot of initiation, a lot of love. It went like this, and then it dived down. And you're wondering what the hell happened. You haven't heard from him in a week. You get a hold of me and you're saying, hey, should I reach out to him? Now, when that's the case, I usually ask a series of questions. If you have a session with me, you would know that. I usually ask a series of questions such as basically like questions of your past. How have you been up, how have you been up to this point with that guy? How many times did you talk? How did you come off? What did you say? How many times did you see him? Did you blow up his phone? Did you guys text a lot? Was it a fight? Was it not a fight? What did he say he won? All these kind of things, okay? And the reason I say that is because if you're asking me for advice to reach out to the guy after a week, it depends on the context. Up until this point, if you were blowing up his phone, not even blowing up his phone, but I always tell women if you're coming off too eager, too interested, too available, and stuff like that, and he sees you in more of a clingy, desperate, needy kind of light, then I'm going to say don't reach out to him, because if you do, it's only going to emphasize all the stuff you've done the week prior, which is going to make you look even more needy. Now, if you're the other girl and you follow my material to the T, which he wouldn't be pulling away, but let's just say hypothetically this happens, you're spontaneous with the guy, you're not blowing up his phone, you see him once or twice a week, and you slowly, gradually break up or move up and transition into something. But let's say for some reason he's not talking to you for a week, and you call me and you're wondering, hey, it was going really good, this kind of happened out of nowhere, what do you want me to do? I would tell you to reach out to the guy because you gave him no previous context, no previous information, intel, evidence of you being clingy. You're very spontaneous, very slow, very gradual with the growth. So if you do reach out to him, he has no reason whatsoever to jump to you being clingy. So there's no reason not to reach out to him and ask. And usually when you do reach out and ask, I would say, to ask him to hang out. If he says no, then make sure, for the love of God, make sure to put the ball in his court. Leave it in his court, okay? So say, if he says no or makes some excuse, just say, that's totally fine, don't even worry about it. Just get back to me when you know your schedule. And leave it at that. So now you're able to pull back, not make any more mistakes, and you both are on the same page that he knows if he wants to reach out to you, he needs to reach out to you because you told him to get back to you, okay? So when he reaches out to you, you should assume he's interested and then pick back up, okay? That's what you need to do. Context is everything. So the moral or the one point I want you to get out of this video, this is even a how-to video or a video on attraction, just a video on my videos on attraction, which is basically, if you want to get a guy, you need to step back, look at the frame, look at the context, you know, look at the evidence he's given you, the little slips, okay? Look at how you're coming off and then adapt to it, and then take my videos and what I'm giving you and put into place what you think will work. Because a lot of people will look up, you know, videos on how to get an ex back, which is all good and stuff, but if you're clingy and needy and you're pushing them away, you came off too strong, which is a majority of you, I'm sorry to say. It's not you, it's just how it comes off sometimes. It's how the guy takes it, right? Women will always say, well, I don't come off needy, you know, and I tell women, sometimes it's not what you say, it's what you do, and you might not even realize it, okay? But, you know, if you're the woman who adapts to her surroundings and then takes the stuff in my videos and applies it accordingly, you're gonna have much more success with the guy, okay, than you are if you, like I said, if you watch a video on how to get an ex back and then you apply those things, but it's not going to work in your situation because the stuff I'm telling you to do is probably going to only make you look 10 times clingier. So that's why it's very important to get a phone session with a coach, so they know your current situation. And of course, with me, I usually give you a lot of I ask for a lot of background. I ask you to go into great detail with the story, and then we kind of come up with a game plan and stuff like that. Because if I just try to give you cookie cutter shit where I'm like, hey, do this, this, and this, and this, and you'll get the guy back, it's not going to work all the time because you know, the context, the framing is different. You're coming off a certain way. If he wants his space and then you're doing these things, you're only going to stress him out and create negative tension, okay? Because his brain's saying, I want space, but you're like, no, you don't. It ain't going to come off good, okay? So with that being said, ladies, now on when you watch my videos, or just videos in general, it can be Hussies, anyone else is out there, take into context your situation and then adapt these videos accordingly, okay? So with that being said, I love you. Take care. If you haven't subscribed, just click the red button below. I love you forever, and peace.